How's it going, everybody? Austin here with the Civic wagon. Basically today, or I guess tonight, I'm going to be getting it prepped for some Snowcross out at Utah Motorsports campus. So this will be the first time I've actually done some track time in the wagon. It's mainly for the rallycross, as you can see. So it's mainly my off-road car, but I don't really want to take my Subaru out to get dirty. So we're gonna tinker on the wagon a little bit. Today I have to do the idle air control valve, and then also I was thinking about replacing the wiper arm transmission. As you can see here, a lot of slop, and sometimes what will happen is when the wiper blades get about right here, they'll almost start smacking off the side of the car, which is just really annoying. So yeah, we're gonna go ahead and get started with that today, and I'll try to give you guys like maybe some step-by-step things to do here so that maybe you can do it on your Civic wagon. But anyway, let's get started. Okay, so basically to get this process started with the idle air control valve, there's just a couple of bolts. You can see there's one right here. There's also another one kind of tucked in back there. You probably won't be able to see that, but then on the bottom, like I was showing you with the new one, there's a couple coolant hoses, so I'll kind of show you that as I go here. Alright, and as far as tools that I needed to do this idle air control valve was just a ratchet wrench. I guess you don't need a ratchet wrench, but 12 mil is the size for those bolts on the back side of the idle air control valve. Some needle nose pliers just to take off those hose clamps, and then mine also had like a hose clamp that required like a Phillips or one that you turn loose. It wasn't like a needle nose application. But yeah, otherwise it's pretty simple. I wasn't able to really video it. It was really only like a 5-minute job, so it shouldn't be too rough on anybody, but here's the old idle air control valve. My new one had like a little vent right here, so could have been sort of the reason why I was having issues. Basically, when I would come to a stop, the car would rev up to like 1500 RPM, even when it was fully warmed up, which was kind of weird. So we'll see if this eBay one is any good. Time to move on to the wiper transmission. Alright guys, so basically I'm about halfway through the wiper transmission application. So basically after you get the trim out, which is going to be held in, by, let's see, looks like about 7 pins, it'll look like something like this here. Usually they'll have this little cover thing too. I just already took it off. But anyways, what you'll need to do to swap it out is these are held down by 10mm bolts. You just take 6 of those out for both sides. That's where the wiper basically is the pivot point, I guess. And really, after you do that, there will be a 12mm nut on the back side of your wiper motor. I wanted to kind of leave it undone so you guys kind of see what I'm talking about. So as you can see right there, there's a 12mm nut. Now I decided to take the whole assembly off. It was just too big of a struggle. When I was trying to loosen it, it would actually turn the whole arm, and yeah, it felt like it would be easier to do more work. So these are also held in by 10mm bolts. One right here, here, and then there's one underneath down there. Not too bad if you have a 10mm ratchet with a wobbly foot. That should be enough to get that taken off, and then basically after you get that removed, take the 12mm nut off, no big deal. So otherwise, I'm just going to go ahead and wrap this all up, get it all back together. Hopefully when I put the wiper back on, they don't, go all crazy. I'll try to, keep it where the specs were at before. So I'm just going to go ahead and finish that up. The time is up, the time is now. Got the windshield wiper transmission on. We're going to see if it works. So basically, we have it bolted up there. I only put one wiper blade on just because I don't know what's going to happen if it's all in the same spot. I think it is, but cross our fingers it's all good to go. So this is really live, uncuts. So let's get in this bad boy. You're gonna see if it just ultimately fails or not. So just key in here. Here's our wiper blade. Oh god. Okay. It went down. It's probably not good. Let's see what's wrong. Alright guys, so got the wagon pretty much all done with all the mods I wanted to do tonight, including the idle air control valve, and then also the windshield wiper assembly. The reason why I didn't really show the end of how I got it all to work, because last time I showed it, it was going backwards. So apparently the linkages are different lengths, maybe on the wagon than they are on the hatch or sedan. So I actually had to bend them certain ways in order for them to gain extra length, and then ultimately make it so that it doesn't go the other way. It's really confusing, and I wish I would have done a better documentary, I guess, of like what I did as far as getting that all to work. But yeah, she's idling fine now. Right about like 800 RPM. So new idle air control valve in, windshield wipers. I'll show you guys that they're now working pretty sweet. Full action there. No more slop in the linkages. So otherwise than that, basically just have to get some stuff packed in there for tomorrow, and then we'll be out racing, doing some snowcross. Hopefully it snows.